When was the last time that you needed to go to a doctor but you pushed it off? Made the excuse of, I'm too busy, or I don't know which doctor to go to. I think we've all been there. Booking a doctor appointment can just feel so daunting. But thanks to ZocDoc, there's no reason to delay. They make it so easy to find and book a doctor who's right for you. ZocDoc is a free app and website where you can search and compare high-quality in-network doctors and click to instantly book an appointment. We're talking about booking in-network appointments with more than 100,000 doctors across every specialty, from mental health to dental health, primary care to urgent care. Sally and I are always looking for ways to get things done efficiently and quickly, even when it comes to booking our doctor's appointments. So stop putting off those doctor's appointments and go to ZocDoc.com/Sally to find and instantly book a top-rated doctor today. That's ZocDoc.com/SALLY. ZocDoc.com/Sally. Fall has arrived, and between back to school, busier routines, and shorter days, finding time to cook can be tough. That's why we love Factor. Their chef-prepped, dietitian-approved meals make it easy to stay on track and enjoy something comforting and delicious no matter how hectic the season gets. You can choose from a wider selection of weekly meal options, including premium seafood choices like salmon and shrimp, at no extra cost. We know it's going to be a good week here at the McCrae household when we open our fridge and it's stocked with Factor meals. From more choices to better nutrition, that's why 97% of customers say that Factor helped them live a healthier life. Feel the difference no matter your routine. We use Factor, and you should too. Eat smart at factormeals.com/Sally50off and use code Sally50off to get 50% off your first box. Plus free breakfast for 1 year. That's code Sally50off at factormeals.com for 50% off your first box. Plus free breakfast for 1 year. Get delicious, ready-to-eat meals delivered with Factor. Offer only valid for new Factor customers with code and qualifying auto-renewing subscription purchase.
Hello and welcome to another episode of the Choose Strong podcast. Thank you for allowing us to be in your ears today. We are always so happy when we sit down, we get a microphone in front of us, and we envision you. Yes, you. In fact, I've been telling Eddie, these last couple months, I've had the opportunity to go to 4 different states, do 15 different events, and meet a lot of people from the Choose Strong podcast community. So I just want to say, first and foremost, thank you for the kindness and the warmth that so many of you extended to me while I was traveling. It was wonderful to meet so many of you face to face. Ed, a lot of people missed you out there.
Oh, yeah?
Everyone was asking where you were. Some were actually pretty disappointed that it was only me.
I doubt that. I highly doubt that.
I'm honest. I am honest. You have a lot of fans out there. But a big shout out to our youth listeners. Gosh, it was so much fun meeting kids.
Yeah.
I just got back from doing a few events in Arizona, ended with the expo at Havalina 100, and it was really fun meeting the youth out there. Some really inspiring kids. I met one kid who's 15 and training for his first 50K.
Wow.
I met a mom and son duo at Havalina 100. The mom was doing the 100-miler, and the son, who's just a few years older than Mackenzie, was doing the 100K. Woo. And just so inspiring. It's really cool to see youth really stepping into this sport and giving it a try. It takes a lot of courage and bravery to do that. So, and I'll tell you what, you don't have to do the ultra distance to come onto the trails. We have so many awesome sub-ultra events, from 5K, half marathons. It's just fun getting out on the trails and just experiencing the trail community. And that's really what I've been doing is interacting with the trail and ultra community, asking people why they love it. And everyone's pretty much saying the same thing, Ed. They love the community. They love the friendliness. They love that they feel welcome no matter what pace they run, no matter what distance they run. And I'm just echoing that over and over again.
Yeah. No, all the stories you told me, I'm pretty, first of all, jealous that I wasn't there. And yeah, some cool stories. I love the mother-daughter stuff. There's a lot of,
dads and sons running together. I think I read a lot of the emails that I didn't get to interact with them like you did, but the emails that came through were like, I'm running it, but my daughter is crewing me, or my son is, pacing me, and there's a lot of family stuff out there this weekend. So that's
yes,
cool.
and we love celebrating the family.
Yeah,
we love celebrating the mothers and fathers, sons and daughters, all around, everyone from back of pack to the front of pack. When we show up for races, we cheer for everyone. We are there for everyone's race. And I think that's the good message to spread around is everyone matters that's out there. And we all have our own story, and every story matters. So, it's been a really inspiring last couple months. And to our youth listeners, if you are still listening, we just want to encourage you in whatever dreams you're working toward. Keep choosing strong. Eddie and I, we believe in you and we're always rooting for you. Now, for those of you that have just started running, or maybe you have just started a race, I mean, every time people tell us that they save up podcasts to push play during a race, I just get super excited. And, we're a solid 5 minutes into this podcast right now. So I'm just going to go ahead and say, if you have started a race, I also want you to stay focused on that nutrition plan. Also, there's no need to go out too fast right now. I like to tell myself in the beginning of the race, if I feel this good at the end of the race, I am hammering. That really is the goal. So save a little bit for that last 20% of the race. You never know what's going to happen or how many people that you are going to pass, gap, and bury. But I'll tell you what, it's going to happen right now in the first 25% of the race, where you can do a lot of good. So you take care of yourself, pace yourself right, and have fun out there. Have fun in the aid stations, meet someone new. And hopefully Eddie and I are going to keep you company for the first hour or two.
I tell you what, I want to talk to those that are walking their dog right now or washing the dishes. I want you guys, I don't know if you guys know, but we have a Choose Strong podcast Instagram. So please take a picture of what you're doing right now. We want to see your dogs. We don't want to see your laundry, I guess, but we want to see maybe you in action. How are you listening to us right now? Stop, take a picture, tag us, because we want to see. We're curious, and we would like to share that with others, right?
I'm curious about the laundry. Now, I'm wondering if you said I don't want to see your laundry because you never do the laundry and I do.
No, I did laundry when you were gone.
How was that? Is
easy?
Are the whites black now and the blacks have bleach stains all over?
This is a quote. This is a quote from Isaiah when you were gone.
Oh gosh.
He's like, "Dad, should I separate the whites and the dark?" He was doing his own laundry. Should I separate the whites and the darks? I've told him this since
he was a little boy.
And I go, "Dude," "are you washing anything new?" He goes, "No." I go, "Dude, throw it all in there all at once." He goes, "Dad, when Mom's gone, we throw it all in there." That's his quote. I was like, yes.
You guys,
so we did laundry.
Seriously live like bachelors when I'm gone.
We do.
To our community, when I'm gone, the refrigerator is eaten empty, so there's no restock of food. Okay, let's just put that out of the way.
We're just being resourceful. We don't pack it up if we're not going to use it. We use everything,
right? And we also go out to eat a lot when I'm.
No, actually, okay. So no, we didn't. I cooked a ton. I cooked a ton this past. Isaiah was actually very impressed with me in all the things that I was cooking. And not only was I cooking, but I was cooking good stuff. So healthy stuff, which,
some beef bowls.
Yeah, a lot of beef and rice and steak. And we were loving it. It was good stuff.
Impressive, Ed. Good
yeah,
job.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Pretty excited too. I just bought a meat cleaver.
Really?
Yep, bought a meat cleaver. And
how did you know what that was?
I've just been on Instagram getting inspired by some people. I got a meat cleaver, and then I got a Blackstone griddle. So I'm really pumped about making some good meals.
Okay.
Yeah. So you tell me what you want. I will dice it up.
I love a good barbecue salmon, and I love steak.
Okay.
Those are my two favorite things to have on the grill.
Okay.
On a barbecue grill. I mean, I love a good griddle.
It's a little different. Yeah.
I love a good cheeseburger, but let's do some salmon.
Yeah, I can do that.
Yeah.
You tell me. I got you. So anyways, yeah. So back to the laundry thing. I did laundry. Isaiah did laundry. You should be proud of us.
I am proud of you. I don't know.
Actually, no. I did my laundry.
This idea of just throw all the colors together is not a good idea. This is why your socks are gray.
You know what?
and
Nobody
they're
looks at
supposed
my
to be
socks.
white. Man, you start talking about
At least
outfits
they're
and
clean.
fashion.
At least they're clean.
Speaking of fashion, let's talk about the shirts we're wearing. You're
Yeah.
wearing the Adore All Things shirt, which I
Yep.
wore at Javelina, which
Good one.
is going to go on sale here. Is that one Black Friday or is that one also
That's Black
November
Friday.
1st? Okay, so that
No.
one's Black Friday. November 1st is the one that I'm wearing.
Yes.
All of the Soar stuff. So Soar is going to be a shirt, a sweatshirt, and a crop because it's really the product it's the logo that we're stoked about. And we know our audience looking at our shop, everyone's buying all of those things pretty evenly. So whether we release the design on a crop, sweatshirt, shirt, someone's always asking for the other thing.
Yeah.
So it's been really cool, the response I've got on this logo. So many people running have said, while I'm running, I say that to myself: soar on the wings of
Nice.
eagles, run and not grow weary, walk and not faint. I know this has been something that I have said to myself over and over again when I'm racing.
I say the last part a lot. Walk and not faint. I say that when
Yeah.
I'm running.
Do you?
Yeah.
You say that when you're running?
Walk and not faint.
Yeah.
When I'm running. Yeah.
Yeah, it's a good one. It's a really powerful message, but yeah, this would make a fantastic training shirt, also a gift.
Yep.
So look out for that November 1st. And then during Black Friday, we're going to have a few other cool shirts, including a hat. I've also decided to drop the brick challenge in my app during Black Friday as well. So I'm doing something special, a lot of special stuff during Black Friday.
Yep.
And the brick challenge is something I'm especially excited about. It's 4 weeks, 12 workouts, and something that will be fantastic if you are building a base. Maybe you're coming back from injury, or you're coming back from a race, or you're in your off season. This is an awesome challenge to do as a standalone or in conjunction with a running program. So I'll have some videos in there that really break down the challenge and how you can modify or even progress this program. But the reason why I'm so excited about this one in particular, very similar to my 4 and 6 week run and strength programs, is these routines are how I train. And I train in this way year round. Sometimes what you'll see in this program, especially with the strength stuff, and then I mix in some cardio rounds, I might do a workout like this and then go run in the mountains. So there's different times throughout the year where I'm changing up my strength routine. But one thing that it does stay consistent is that I'm always working on strength in some capacity.
Mm-hmm.
And the only time I stop actually like picking up and like really like lifting weights is usually like the 10, like 12 days before I race. Then I just take everything to body weight. So other than that, I'm lifting year round, and it has been such a powerful advantage over the years in keeping my body strong and enduring. The other thing, when it comes to my app, you guys, you don't have to be a runner for that app. There's so much in there. There's something for everyone. So yeah, pretty exciting. Ed, the shirt looks great on you.
Thanks.
I love the colors,
comfy.
and I'm really excited about this Soar.
Yeah, good.
But let's move on.
Let's move on.
Because our runners are running and people are lifting and people are driving. But I'll tell you what, make sure you take a little sip of your hydration.
Mm-hmm.
Make sure you have a little bit of calories right now if you are training. Remember that is what is going to keep you strong throughout your entire training session as well as in your race. Also, well done for showing up for yourself today. We all need that little bit of encouragement, and I'm going to bring that to you throughout the show. It is important. It's crazy. I can't remind you enough, listeners. I cannot remind you enough of the strength that is inside you, and also the value that is found when you show up and you work on your goals every single day, regardless of how you're feeling. So whether you are tired, maybe you ate a little bit too much and that stomach doesn't feel good, you have the stress and the weight of life and it's just a challenging time in your season, or you're just busy juggling kids and a job. Maybe you are in college and you also have other things going on in your personal life. It's really easy to feel that when you go and train. Stress hits us the same way as physical fitness stress hits us. Like we feel stress in all the same. So I just want to remind you that when you choose to show up, when you're uncomfortable, when you're feeling overwhelmed, when you're stressed out, when you don't feel like training, you are then fortifying your mind. That is how you get that mind really strong, because you let your brain know it doesn't matter what season I'm in, I'm still going to show up and strengthen my body and work towards my goals because it impacts everything I do. And it does. So if you're a parent, you know that strong body, it impacts the way that you interact with your kids, and your energy levels as you work throughout your day. So remember that every little bit that you do, even if it's a little 10-minute workout, it matters because you matter.
Yeah. Well, I do want to come back to what you experienced this past weekend. I wasn't there, obviously. I've heard a little bit of the stories and who you've connected with and what you're doing out there. But
are we talking about Havalina?
Yeah. So
we went to the Unlisted Run Club.
Yeah,
it was one of the top requested run clubs to visit. So we went there, and then Soul Sports. We did an event there. And then we went and we did the Javelina expo. I do have to apologize, though. There was a lot of people that I wanted to see. A lot of people reached out. A lot of people sent emails. And when we arrived at the Havalina expo, by the way, I was there for 5.5 hours, and I never was able to make it inside of the expo. I couldn't get inside of the tent, not because of any problems there at the expo, but we just had a line for 5.5 hours, and which started at my car. So it was, I'll tell you what, such a joy. I had my car door open for about half an hour, and we had a nice little line there as soon as I got in my car. It was like such a joy and a blessing to meet so many people and hear so many incredible stories people shared with us with abandon, and I loved it. I mean, I felt like everyone that I talked to, Ed, was genuinely an old friend. It just really warmed my heart.
That's cool.
But because of that, I know that I missed out on meeting a lot of incredible people. I missed out on being able to interview some people with amazing stories. But I will say that this is not the last time we will do this.
Yeah.
So we have plans in 2026 to roll out a more formal tour and put some dates on the calendar far in advance. A lot of what I've been doing has been kind of like a pilot, the same way that people test out like a TV show. That's what I've been doing across 4 different states, is what I want to do, how do I want to organize these, and it's been very encouraging. So if I missed you, throughout these last 15 events, know that there will be many opportunities where we can meet again. And I really do mean that. I love meeting every person that comes across my path, and you all have been just such an incredible blessing.
Yeah. So what did you do at these run clubs? You went to a couple. What did you do?
Yeah. So the focus really is I want to elevate what is going on already in communities. I think that we give races a lot of attention, where when run clubs are on the rise, more and more people are starting run clubs. We're starting to see almost like a cultural shift. I mean, you got Diplo and McCrae that have their own run clubs, and other people are starting to really create these really big clubs. I mean, running is cool. And whether you run a 5K on the road or you're doing a 200-mile race in the mountains, the running community is growing, and I think people are finding real connection at these run clubs. And, really from the depth of my heart, I just feel like what's going on in our world right now, people just need to be together. We need to be together, connecting and listening to each other and having conversations and building real relationships. Even as it comes to technology, aside from screens, the rise of AI, it's like, man, half the time you don't even know what you're looking at is real anymore. Yeah. And we need to get back to just living real lives, having real, genuine emotional connections with people, real conversations, carrying each other's burdens, being there for people.
Yep.
And every time I've gone to a run club or, a run shop that has community created around it, Man, I get to ask this question. Why do you like the running community? Why do you like the shop? It's without fail, everyone says, I've met some of my best friends here.
Yeah.
Like, these are my people, or like, I just moved here and like, these are my first friends. Like, I didn't really know where to meet people. And I met a couple, actually two different couples. One couple that had gone to the same run club. They got engaged and are married now. And then when I was at Havalina, I met a couple that had met at a run club and they're also married now. So it's just like, it's really cool to see just real, genuine connection. I think we crave that. We're humans.
Big time, yeah.
We're not robots. And I don't think that we should be acting like robots. I think that's the beautiful part about being a human. We have feelings and emotions and this resiliency about us, and we have the ability to dream and be imaginative and be curious, and we can't lose that. You know, it's such a wonderful part of our life. And I even think about all the times that I have sat at the bedside of someone dying. And the most important thing to them is who is gathered around their bed, and also for them to know that they made an impact on the world.
Yeah.
And when that person passes away, what we remember about them is how they made us feel. What was the impact they had in our life, like the memories that we had with them. And so we can't have any of that unless we are connecting. And so my joy has just been going into these communities, meeting people, listening to them, hearing their stories, but then talking to the leaders in these communities, whether it's a run shop, a run club, even race directors too, coaches. And my hope is to build a story around that then highlights that whole community. So this isn't about me going and like, hey, I want to meet you. It's like, hey, what is all the good tell me the routes that you love. What are the trails that you love? What do you guys do at your run club? And what do you do after? You know, it's so cool to meet all these different themed run clubs too. You know, there's the Run for Beer run club. There's the Good Grief run club, which it's, people that are overcoming loss. There's all these different types. There's women only run clubs. There's family run clubs. There really is something for everyone. And so how cool to be able to build content that highlights communities, especially communities that people don't think about. It's like, let's go into the outskirts of like Pennsylvania, or like what's going on in North Dakota, what's going on in the communities in Arkansas and Alabama. And there's so many incredible communities all over the country.
Yeah.
And worldwide, really. I mean, I would love to do this globally as well. But the hope is then that whoever watches the content, and as much as it's shared, that the people that live in those communities, or those that are vacationing or visiting or passing through, they'll know where to go. And hopefully all of those communities will experience a positive impact, and they'll strengthen and they'll grow.
Yeah.
So that's really been the heart of the tours in these last couple months.
Yeah. What was so special about the Unlisted?
Unlisted was so fun. I think that what I'm seeing from run club to run club is they all have their own personalities, and don't get me wrong, there's rivals too. There's rivalries, especially if there's like 3 run clubs going on within the same 15-mile radius on the same night, same time, right? In my opinion, there's enough run clubs, enough people to go around. I mean, we could create run clubs all week. Everyone could do a run club. And still, when you go into a city with, whether it's 50,000 people or 1 million people, and then you go to a run club and there's only 100 people, it's like, don't get so upset that there's other run clubs that pop up, because we need more people out running. We need more people getting outside. We need more people connecting. So I think it's a great thing. My hope is that when I go into these communities, though, that I can actually bring a lot of them together.
Yeah.
So I haven't, the run shops are where I've been able to do that, where people from all different run clubs come there. So that's been really fun. But Unlisted was great. It was super friendly.
Okay.
Really chill. They do, so for those of you that are listening, this is the Scottsdale Unlisted Run Club, and they do a lot of like social events. So they'll do, I think they do it like twice a month as a social event where it's elevated. It's not just running. They might maybe they'll all go out to dinner at a restaurant or like they'll go hiking together on a weekend, like get a good long hike in. It's really cool. Like
so it's separate from the actual
It's separate from like the run night.
Nice.
Yeah, they'll do something on the weekend, like a Friday night or a Saturday morning. So they actually are really trying to create community where people can feel connected and included. And
that's cool.
Yeah, and also I really loved that Unlisted. They had every pace there.
Yeah.
I mean, they had some ripping fast athletes, but then they also had people that were just, that are my pace right now. They're walk jogging. They're walk jogging at 13, 14-minute pace, which, is really important to understand. Running is just about moving forward.
Mm-hmm.
So I think it's pretty common that people will be intimidated by run clubs because they feel like, man, if I can't keep like a 10-minute pace or faster, like I don't belong out there. And that's just not true.
Yeah.
So, if you're only going 2 or 3 miles an hour, you're one of the few that's showing up to move forward and actually get out there. And I think that we need more of that. Mackenzie Ross, Max's fiance, she has a women's only run club here in Costa Mesa, Newport Beach area called Eat My Dust Run Club. It's super clever. She also does amazing community events, but she's great. She's like, bring your dogs and walk and like do whatever you want. Like just show up and like make a friend. And I love that message so much. What I'd like to see, and I actually encourage all run clubs to do this. And, I used to be the Nike Run Club coach with my buddy Blue Benedum up in LA for a couple years. And we did four nights a week. We were all over LA doing it. But one of the most powerful things you can do is have pacers. And so that people feel like they show up and there's a leader for their pace and they know where to go and kind of what to do. I know not everyone has the infrastructure and the ability to do that. But for those of you that run clubs or are thinking of doing one, I highly recommend doing that because it's just another way that you're inviting a wider span of people in. Your run club will absolutely grow if you do that. So, but I also think what's equally important is to have like once a month or twice a month, or if you are meeting more than once a week even, where you do have challenging workouts or even fun challenges, go to a track and have a night where you all run, a mile as fast as you can. I know the Unlisted Run Club, they do that. And they say it's like so popular and so fun and everyone's breaking their own record running a mile as fast. And it's fun. I mean,
you got tons of people out there.
It's so fun. You put music and lights and refreshments, but I'm like, who didn't do that growing up? In elementary school, we would try to run the mile as fast as we could, and no matter the age. So if your starting mile is 14:08, trying to get it down to 13:45, that's so fun to see that you can go faster. So, I think having the ability to say, hey, we have some fast people that you can run with. Also, we have people that jog, walk. Everyone is welcome, and again, kind of going back to just this need for community. I think all age groups too, and I did see that at Unlisted. I mean, it wasn't just young 20s, which is another thing that I think some people feel like intimidated that it's just 20s or 30 somethings. There's definitely some run clubs that are that. I mean, there's some run clubs that cater to just dating. It's a great place to find a girlfriend or a boyfriend, and it's like that's fun. But I think I did like that Unlisted had a huge variety of ages, demographics there. They're doing a great job. The Soul Sports, equally so. I mean, it's the go-to neighborhood run shop. They do have 6 locations. I went to the one in Tempe, Arizona, and great community. They went out for a run, but the run clubs are great. You make friends there, and then you go into the shop, you're buying your gear. It becomes a place that you hang out and get running advice, and you start to see a lot of people sign up for the same races together. And that's what Soul Sports was doing. They actually were doing a 12-hour race, and they're letting people know, hey, we got 6 people signed up already for a team. We want to make another team.
Nice.
And it was really cool just to see the encouragement around that. And a lot of people are just looking for fun, excitement, hang out. Yeah.
Now, at those run clubs, what was your role besides connecting with people? Did you have like a time where you had Q&A or a talk? What did you do?
Yeah, every run club and shop has been different. Most of the visits have been incredibly last minute. So, and I did that on purpose because I didn't want to make like this big elevated drawn out event with marketing and, buy a ticket or anything like that.
Yeah.
That's not why I was coming. My main goal was really just to witness and be among the community.
Okay.
That's really what I cared about the most. I didn't really want to have this, I didn't need like a spotlight going in. Most of the run clubs and the run shops, they're very kind to do like a Q&A, or they'd give me the microphone so I could greet people and talk. I usually at some point had, we did, a meet and greet. I'd sign books and hats and shirts, and I brought Choose Strong bracelets and gave those out. So that was wonderful. But yeah, I purposely didn't want to make these an event.
Yeah.
I didn't have like this big grandiose thing, planned out. So it was really about just wanting to be with the community and
Connect,
meet whoever was
observe.
there. And yeah.
Cool. All right. I did have a question. Do you know the meaning behind Unlisted? Do you know the reason why it's called Unlisted or no?
Yeah, that's a great question. I should have asked, but I think in a way it's maybe it's almost like the unknown.
Like off the grid.
Yeah,
but not,
off the grid.
That's what I was thinking.
It's not conforming.
Yeah.
So fun to come up with names. And they were, they were great. And you're seeing a picture right now of the leaders there, and they gave me an amazing sweatshirt. We had such a good time. We all did a bro shot, showing off our muscles. And lo and behold, I think both the guys were, they are bodybuilders.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I didn't know. My buddy Chase Fleming, who is with me, who has been doing a lot of the media, he's been traveling with me throughout this tour. He looked up their Instagrams. He's like showing me pictures of them, like bodybuilder
That's
competitions.
so awesome.
Yeah, I was dying because they were. So I have to brag here for a second. I really love the decline chest press. It's like my thing.
Yeah.
And I hit a PR while I was in Arizona. I got up to 240 pounds.
Nice.
And the guys at Unlisted, they were joking around with me, but they're like, "Oh yeah, we saw your story this morning." We were like, "There's no way there's 3 plates on that thing. That's crazy. You did that." And I was like, "Well, it's decline. It's not like regular chest press." They're like, "So what? That's a lot of weight." And I was like, "For the record, it was 4 plates because I had one of those really tiny like the little tiny like 5-pound ones, so I could get it up to
4 plate. You're right. Yeah.
I mean, it is, but also it's not. I mean, depending on like how like what the weight plates are that you're using, right? So anyway, that was that was the joke of the night. I was like, "Hey, it wasn't 3 plates, it was 4."
4 plates.
Yeah, but great crew, really great crew there. And and I got to hang out with my buddy AJW at Soul Sports. AJW is a legend in the sport of ultra running. He also has his own podcast as well. Mm-hmm. He's a recognizable voice. He does a lot of media, and he actually was racing the 100 mile at Havalina, and he's been around for a long time and has a very stacked resume, in the sport. But yeah, so we had a good time at Soul Sports. We did a little bit of a Q&A.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice. All right. Well, that led up to Havalina on the Friday. You said you had 5.5 hours at trying to get to the expo, but
I think at one point Chase like went over to this corner against a fence. I mean, we weren't able to get. So the expo is like this big tent pop up. You go inside, you do the whole U, just like Surf City.
All the booths are in there.
Yeah, all the booths are in there. I was really looking forward to getting in there, but we got stuck under one pop up for about 2 hours, and then my friend and former teammate Addie Bracey, who I had asked to interview when I was like back in UTMB. I was like, I want to interview. She showed up and she needed to go because she was racing. She ended up getting 3rd place.
Yeah.
And I couldn't believe that she was there. Like she was trying to find me. And I was like, oh my gosh, thank you so much. Like, I felt like so indebted to her. Mm-hmm. So I was like, let's like go over in this corner by this fence. No one will see us. And within 5 minutes we had a line and we ended up staying there for another couple hours. Okay. So, and it was wonderful. I had such such an incredible time, but I did feel bad as we left and never was able to get inside the expo. So I think moving forward, because I've never done that at a race before, I think just moving forward, Chase and I talked about like we need to have our own pop-up with a like a place where we can interview people, with a little setup.
Totally.
And then we can hear other people's stories and get them on camera and take time to meet with people, because that's really my favorite thing to do.
Yeah.
Got to hear some really awesome stories. So
yeah, what was give us one that you can remember that was really like impacting or something that
well, she's a SoCal fellow trail runner. Her name's Daisy. She's amazing. She actually had gotten she won one of the scholarships that Tracksmith was giving out. So Tracksmith funded 2 scholarships. They paid for travel, hotel, race entry, everything for 2 athletes to come and take part. And Daisy, she's really young. She's young 30s, and just found out she has MS. And I know, I am such a strong woman, like just a phenomenal person. That one got me in the emotions, because it was just she had such a positive, strong mindset, and she was so excited to race, and she was so grateful to be there, and that was really precious. Got to meet a lot of people from overseas. I got to meet this. There's a couple really funny guys. I had such a good time interviewing them that were from Essex, England, and then also got to meet some people from Scotland, which, by the way, so it was a young guy and his girlfriend, and he had just run Chicago Marathon, and now he was going to go do his first 100 at Havalina, and his girlfriend's parents came over to crew for Havalina.
Okay.
It was all their first time to Arizona, and he and his girlfriend were saying, "Oh, we're going to go meet Sally McCrae at Soul Sports." So they went to the Soul Sports event the night before.
Yeah.
And then I saw him again at the expo.
Okay.
And the parents, as soon as they're like, "What's your last name?" "Oh, McCrae."
McCrae.
Oh my gosh, you should hear the
Yes.
way they pronounce it, though. It was so good. In fact, when and then so I got to interview them. So you'll see them in the interviews. Which, by the way, to everyone listening, we were able to interview quite a few people, but we're putting all of that together into one edit, all from that day. But I made this gentleman and his girlfriend and her parents all say McCrae.
Nice.
I was like, everyone say McCrae at the same time for film, and I was dying. But they were like so excited about that.
That's awesome.
It was good. But I think just a lot of stories of overcoming and working through injury, years of setback. I talked to one girl who it's been 3 years since she's been able to race. It's just been these long injuries and a setback. I talked to one person who she was hit by a bus.
Oh, gee.
And really powerful. And she's just now like starting to run again. And you wouldn't know it if you met her, but all the skeletal stuff that she's had to work through. And it wasn't like the bus wasn't like going 100 miles an hour or anything, but like it definitely hit her
to do some damage.
Oh, big time. I mean, I can't imagine being hit by a bus.
Yeah.
But she was up walking around, and like, so when she told me that story, I was like, oh my gosh, like it's amazing. But just the struggle that it's been, everything from the lawyer stuff and the back and forth and them not wanting to pay, it's the heartache and the stress and the physical things that she'll have to live with. Like it was so powerful just to listen to her and the goals that she has. But a lot of that, people coming back from some really difficult things. So
I love that. I think it's cool too, where everybody has a story, right? Whether it's whatever the background is, but it's just neat. That's just one race that you got to see and hear so many different stories of why.
Oh, I could have been there for 12 hours straight and not gotten through everyone's story, because it was people are just so willing to share too. It wasn't like, oh yeah, I'm doing the 100. I'm excited. Like nobody said that.
Yeah.
Like no one just said that and was like, let's take a picture. It was, I got to hear some really awesome stories and the way that they, have prepared for the race and what it has meant to them and what they love about the running community and why they're here.
Yeah, that's cool because there's probably a deeper respect that you have as you're walking through all those people and you're knowing like certain people's stories. And, I guess on the surface as a human, we just look at them like, oh, they're fit. They must have trained really hard or, they're here because whatever, like you kind of come up with your surfacey almost judgment on them.
Yeah.
But
like all humans do.
Right,
We're always assessing and looking at people and checking people out. I mean, that's just part of being human. Yeah,
but
totally.
knowing the background, knowing the stories, the struggles that people have gone through to get to that start line or to get to that point in their life where they're able to train for such a race, that's pretty cool that you can kind of almost as if you're like looking at the race start and you're seeing all these different stories, and it's not just a bunch of fit runners that are, that's all they've been doing is training, that they've gone through some hiccups in life and they're here to race. So that's cool. I'm excited to see all those put together and all those stories, whether it's YouTube, right? Is that where I think that'll be pretty cool.
I think that's another reason why I was saying earlier why I love the Run Club.
Yeah.
And why we really do have this need to connect with people in a real way.
Mm-hmm.
It's easy when we are sitting on a screen to immediately judge and categorize people. We're seeing this so much right now, and it's terrible without ever really knowing somebody and who they are and where they are in their journey. Maybe something that they're working through, stuff that's like real.
Yeah.
The challenges that people face, the storms that people walk through. Every person is multi-layered and deeply beautiful. And I think that we only know that by actually spending time with people.
Mm-hmm.
And I think right now it's, we want to calculate and label and kind of stay in our little safe square. And I think that, this opportunity that I've had to travel around the United States and interact with people, the one thing that is just like the common thread with everyone is everyone wants to know that they matter.
Yeah.
Everyone wants to know that their life has purpose.
Yep.
Everyone wants to be seen. And this has nothing to do with your personality type. I'm not talking about introvert, extrovert, someone that likes to always have the attention. That's not it. It genuinely comes down to love. Like we want to be loved. We want to know that we matter. And we want to know that when we wake up each day, that there's purpose for us to be there.
Yeah.
And I think that when we connect with people, that fulfills all of that. We can pour into others people's lives. We can help a stranger. We can help a friend. We can listen to one another. We can grow together. Life was meant to be lived that way. And I think walking around Havalina and listening to some of these stories, you are totally right, Ed. I could have never guessed any of these stories.
Yeah.
I mean, I can't guess that. I can look at someone and and make my own short judgments really quick. And what is that?
Mm-hmm.
But to sit and really listen to somebody and listen to their story and where they came from and the things that excite them and the things that maybe they're afraid of or they're working through, all of it matters.
Yeah.
And I'm really excited to share this piece. It's something Chase and I are going to be putting together. But my hope is that it will bring encouragement and actually beckon more people onto trail, not to do ultra, just to at least try.
Yeah.
One of the questions, so I asked very basic elementary questions, the same questions to everyone for all the interviews, on top of hearing their stories. There was sound bites that I wanted to get from everyone. And so one of the questions that I asked was, what is your favorite thing about the trail and endurance community?
Yeah.
And it was verbatim, almost every person said the same thing.
What'd they say?
It was because they're so inviting. And I feel like I can just be myself, that I don't feel this pressure that I have to be super fast or run a certain distance. I've met so many friends here. It's so fun and inviting.
Yeah,
It was
that's cool.
every person that we interviewed. It was crazy. Even Chase, who was recording, he was like, wow, that was wild. I'm like, yeah, it's amazing. So
that's cool.
So we're going to splice all that together.
Sweet.
Just response after response after response. I think that would be really cool.
Yeah, that would be cool. Well, we want to get to your injury and comeback update in a second. But before we do that, I wanted to highlight a couple people, speaking of community, that are in our Choose Strong Strava community. And the first one is Diana Curtis. She ran 100 miles in Illinois. And she said, listen to 2 episodes of the Choose Strong podcast to keep me company at night during my first 100 miler. And I almost cried when Sally started talking directly to people racing. I almost cried again at the finish line too, but I can blame that on a lack of sleep. So Diana, props to your first 100 miler. And Sally, you were encouraging her as she was racing because she thought you were talking directly to her. How sweet is that? Yeah,
I love that. I am.
You are.
I'm always talking directly. I'm like envisioning people, especially now having come back from visiting all these places. There's some things that I laugh about even because people directly said that to my face when I've been traveling, like, oh, remember when you said this or that? Or I think mini kudos came up quite a bit.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
We like that.
Yep.
Those are
popular. I'd say what was pretty consistent too is how funny you are.
Me?
And I was
I am pretty funny. Yep. See?
Here we go. And my response to everyone was like, yeah, nobody makes Eddie laugh as much as Eddie.
He does. It's true, folks.
Eddie, of course. I told people, I was like, oh man, this is really going to blow his head up because he doesn't like hearing anything more than that.
What can I say? I'm hilarious.
You are hilarious, Ed.
Speaking of hilarious, we're going to move on to another Choose Strong Strava post from Anthony. Anthony Ray ran in Denver, Colorado. He ran the Taco Bell 50K. Okay. Now, props to you, first of all, Anthony, for running the Taco Bell 50K. And so I don't know what you know about the Taco Bell 50K.
I just know that I would be very sick if I did it.
I think we yes, I think everyone.
But I love it. I want to do the donut 50K.
Ooh, is that a legit thing?
Oh man, someone needs to start it if it isn't.
Maybe that
I
could
would
be
do it.
The Choose Strong Donut 50K.
We need to do something.
That would be pretty fun. Yeah, let's talk about the rules for that. But anyways, I pulled up some of the race rules for the Taco Bell 50K. The first one is be present at all 10 Taco Bell stops along the course. 0 tolerance for course cutting. Eat a menu item from at least 9 of the 10 Taco Bell stops.
Oh,
so you go around.
You have to go around and pay.
Yeah. Well.
Okay. Yeah. You go around. It's. They probably mapped it out. They've mapped it out that there's Taco Bells within this radius.
You're right,
and then you have to go and buy one of the items.
Yeah, because one of the race rules talked about bringing the entrants must keep all receipts and wrappers for confirmation.
That's so fun.
And here's another one. By the 8th stop, all entrants must have consumed at least 1 burrito supreme or 1 nachos Belgrande. So there's just like, drinks don't count as food. You got to do it under 11 hours. Anyways.
Are you also carrying in your pack an extra pair of underwear? Because there's going to be some explosions going on. There, you know, Taco Bell.
Dude, race rule number 8 says an off-course bathroom break will be allowed at Wash Park. That would be
off course.
Off course.
So if you need to go blow it up behind a tree,
that park you want to stay away from the next day. Let's just be honest.
That's in the actual rules.
That's in the rules.
That's wild.
And then here's another one. Race rule number 11 says no on course Pepto, Alka-Seltzer, Pepsid, AC, Mylanta will be allowed. So you got to go. Wow. Anyways.
They can't monitor that, though. Not that I'm saying that you should cheat, but
No,
that's pretty easy to carry in your little shorts pocket and pop it in when
Taco
no one's
Bell,
looking.
50K. So
that might need to happen.
32 miles of Taco Bell. Well done, Anthony.
I wonder
hope
if people are ordering on their app to get ahead of the line.
Ooh, yeah, there may be some strategy behind it.
Or maybe there's just not a lot of people that are doing it.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
But
and
you
Taco Bell,
you order on that app. It's already sitting there waiting for you.
Well, let's be honest. It's Taco Bell. You order and it's like literally on your tray the next like 10 seconds anyway. So
they don't take the time to build out your taco.
I don't think they do. I don't think they do. As much as I'd love for them to do that, they don't.
I remember my friend Augusta in college. We were on the soccer team together, and her dad owned 2 Taco Bells.
Wait,
and
Augusta?
Augusta. And she ruined it for me in high school, not college. And she ruined it for me because she said that most of the ingredients are dehydrated and they just like boil them in water. And I was like, I love Taco Bell. Why are you telling me this?
Don't tell me that. Yeah.
Everything from the meat,
the
refried beans, like it's just dehydrated flakes and.
Yeah, not good. Not good. But anyways.
I mean, this isn't official.
That's true.
Yeah, Augusta could have been lying to me.
And that was a long time ago. They could have changed.
You didn't hear it from me.
Yeah, they could have. They could have.
This is when we were kids. This is a long time ago.
Legit meat now,
right?
Yeah.
Yes, very
sure
true.
They do.
I'm just saying that the food might be dehydrated and might be completely fresh.
I bet it's all fresh.
Yeah, completely fresh. Yeah, Taco Bell's fresh. Get that soundbite.
Yeah. All right. Last one we have Tabby. Tabby ran 26 miles, 26.3 to be exact.
Amazing.
I want
That's
to give you that. In Colorado Springs. She said, I just ran my first 26.2 and 0.3, and I have to give Sally a huge shout out. Your strength training app gave me the tools to run and strength train consistently for the past 3 years. Listening to your podcast helped me get through hard sessions and push through mental blocks. I appreciate the love and the support that you give the community. True strong, Tabby. So Tabby just goes out. I don't think this is an official race. She just went out in her neighborhood, Colorado Springs there, and just went out and ran a marathon.
Tabby, you are incredible.
Yeah, it's pretty awesome.
I mean, just out getting a casual marathon in.
Just going
decided
out for my
to
first
flex
marathon.
A little bit and do an extra 0.1. Called it an ultra.
Yep. Yeah, that's right.
Y'all are seeing my dog here right now. This is Bear. And I did groom him myself. You see his ears are a little short.
They are a little short. He looks a little different.
Because Bear just loses it when we take him to the groomer.
He does.
Or to the vet. So Eddie took him to the vet. This is a little tangent real quick. Eddie took him to the vet while I was in Arizona. And he sends me a picture of Bear outside of the vet door, which the last time he was there was literally 4 years ago.
Yeah.
How does he remember? I don't know. And he was just pooping everywhere.
Yes.
And Bear is just a little 8-pound pup. Like
he's 10 pounds, by the way.
He's 10 pounds.
Yeah, I weighed him in there.
He's 10 pounds. He's super fluffy. If you're looking at him right now on YouTube, he's so fluffy and so sweet. But he gets so much anxiety going to the groomer or to the vet that he'll just start. Look at him.
He probably had some Taco Bell right before.
Yeah.
All right. Boy. So props to Tabby for that quick marathon. No big deal.
Tabby, you're amazing. Congratulations. Keep up the hard work.
Yeah.
All summer, I've been living in the AFO Middle Short Ultra from Janji. They're super comfortable and amazing shorts for running and for everyday wear too. They're lightweight with 6 pockets, a ton of room for gels in your phone, and they have a moisture-wicking brief liner and reflective detailing around hand pockets and reflective logos in the front and the back keep you seen and safe. Janji makes running apparel for everyday exploration with designs, materials, and features meant to help runners go farther and is made with durability in mind. And also, it's backed by a 5-year guarantee. Head over to janji.com to check out some designs for yourself and use code CHOOSESTRONG for 10% off your order. That's janji.com and use code CHOOSESTRONG.
I'm loving IRestore's latest skincare products. Their Renew Calming Facial Spray is amazing, especially for dry skin. It gives instant hydration, calms irritation, and helps firm your skin. And when used before the Illumina red light face mask, it enhances the benefits of the therapy. I also suggest pairing the Renew Calming Facial Spray and Anti-Aging Eye Cream with your Illumina face mask so you can see even better results. Give your skincare the love it deserves. For a limited time, subscribe and save 25% off or more, plus free shipping on IRestore skincare, and our listeners are getting a huge discount on the IRestore Illumina face mask when you use code SALLY at irestore.com. So head over to irestore.com and use code SALLY for our show's exclusive discounts. Please support our show and tell them that we sent you. Unlock your best skin with iRestore.
All right, Sal, break it down for us. Let's hear about your build back up from where you've been these past few months. You're back running now, which is awesome. The Strava verse. Well, you broke the internet basically when you uploaded a Strava run a couple weeks ago, and things have just not been the same on Strava. So you got quite a few kudos.
You a little jealous,
including a kudo from me. No hesitant kudo there. It was a full blown. I am giving this a massive kudo because it's so good to see you back running.
Thank you.
But yeah, share with us a little bit about your comeback. I know you've been in the gym, and now you've got the green light to run. And so what's the next few months going to look like for you?
You know, I do have to say, first and foremost, thank you to everyone who took the time to send me a message, an email, and in these last couple months, as I've toured, who took the time to just encourage me verbally and share thoughts about watching my journey the last 7-8 months. As I've worked through this injury. It's really meant a lot to me. From day one, when I realized that something was wrong with my knee, I was very perplexed. And I shared this a few times. I shared this story. I saw multiple PTs. I saw 2 different orthopedics. Landed on Dr. Ryan Lavovich in Aliso Viejo because he's a mountain endurance athlete, and he was just the right person to go on this journey with. But there still is, to this day, not a concrete reason as to what happened. And I even remember the first time that Dr. Ryan looked at my x-ray. He's like, your cartilage is amazing. He's like, it's really surprising what all the stuff that you do. He was aware of my career and was like, for what you've done, your cartilage looks so good. And he then followed that up with like, this is strength training. You know, you've been able to have strong knees because of strength training. And I was really proud of that. What was difficult then was understanding that one of the causes could have been because I took a complete and full break off at the end of last year. About 5 weeks off where I didn't do any strength training and I didn't run. Like I actually was like the first time in my life, like I just did not do any training program. I felt like that my body needed that. And then we were also going through a lot of stress just in our family. And I just felt like I need to focus on what's important right now. And then also knowing it's been years and years and years since I haven't taken like time off from any structure whatsoever. I mean, I was still like riding my bike and walking, but as far as like I'm gonna hit the gym hard, hardcore training. Even my off season has structure to it, but it's everything that I love, and I really do whatever I want. But I just make sure that every day I'm doing something. This was like, hey, maybe I'll get out for a walk, maybe I'll get out for a bike ride. You know, maybe I ran a couple times, like, and if it was super short, like nothing big. But the one possibility was that, like, and I've shared this too, I do have a lot of structural skeletal inefficiencies. And one of my best friends, Michelle Cazares, who is a doctor of physical therapy, also has said, because I have lifted weights essentially for most of my life since I was 15, 16 years old, I've always lifted. That has allowed my body to hold place And I have been able to be efficient in those inefficiencies. Like my body's so strong. And it is. I've never steered away from that. It's always been important to me to lift and to get my body strong. On top of that, Eddie, if you remember when we were first married, I did have pretty terrible back pain.
Mm-hmm.
And so I started adding in Pilates and kind of lifting even heavier. And through that, eliminated all the back pain that I had. So I think the way that Dr. Ryan understood it was I let all of that go. And then I decided on January 1st to just like return per usual. And that is where the injury occurred. So, yeah. And, you hear of like meniscus tears, like people just like stepping off a sidewalk.
Yep.
And like even like injuring their ACL. I mean, you've heard of that. Like the weirdest thing, stepping on a rock and it's like pop and rip. And it's I just think it's like wild, honestly, having played soccer for over 18 years and then all the running that I've done, like monstrous running events, and to never have any knee or any joint injury at all. I've never had any injuries in my joints. So I'm sharing all that background really quick because this has been something that's just been really precious to me and in some ways highly sensitive. Because I believe that when something is taken away or just something that feels intense is like sudden or is like a big part of your life and suddenly it's like taken away from you, I believe it's so important to pay attention to that, to not complain. It's okay to be sad. It's okay to like, be upset and frustrated, have all the human emotions, but I have experienced some pretty severe situations in my life that are far more severe as far as loss goes, or just long seasons where I don't understand something, where I'm stressed out and sad and confused and anxious, all those things. And I've learned my lesson in that. And I feel like if I've walked through really hard seasons in my life and I don't learn from it, man, that I'm totally missing out. And maybe I do need to learn that lesson again. But in this situation, what I knew to do was to be patient and to look for the blessings. There is blessings at every corner, no matter how horrific of a situation that I have been in. And I'm, taking this all the way back to when I was a kid. I had a lot of times and months in my life where I could have, and even today, I could still absolutely play the victim card. I could play the victim card on a lot of different areas in my life that were hurtful and hard, where I didn't get closure, where I still don't understand. But I get to make that decision. I get to choose. I don't need someone to ask to say they're sorry in order for me to forgive them. I can just forgive. I can move on from something that I don't understand. If I feel like I was slighted or left out or overlooked or treated unfairly, I can work hard and move forward and create the life that I want. And I believe that if we are looking for things to complain about, if we are looking for reasons to be upset, if we are sitting in our sadness and disappointment, it's very easy to stay there. And a lot of times it's easy to justify it and then let it bleed out in everything that we do. And I have lived that too. I've lived years of resentment and anger and hate. And I don't like being that person because it affects all my relationships. It affects how I make decisions. It affects how I interact with strangers and how I see the world. And I think that the gift and the golden nuggets in going through so many adverse years in my youth are that I have learned what is true and what is good. And what is true and what is good is that patience and looking for the blessings brings so much peace into situations that feel chaotic, into situations where we've lost hope, into places that feel dark and lonely and hard. Simply waiting and keeping hope at the forefront and say, I'm going to be as patient and really hope and believe in my heart that there is good ahead. I'm going to wake up every day, even if I hate, there was a time I was on crutches, I don't think I ever even posted that, but it's like when my knee was wrapped up and I'm on crutches, that's easy to wake up and just be like so upset and know like, okay, all of my film projects are canceled. All the races are canceled. Like that freedom of running in the mountains that I just love so much. Like that's done. That's not a part of my life anymore. I can focus on that and the drudgery that that's bringing. Or I can look at all the other areas in my life that joy exists and blessings exist. And there's other things going on in my life where I can grow and I can learn and I can discover and I can be curious and I can create and I can connect and I can find out. I mean, our lives are vast and full, and we could spend our entire life studying ourselves and trying to understand the layers of what makes us who we are. And I don't think there's enough days in our life to do that.
Mm-hmm.
I think that, I did a Substack. If you want to subscribe to me, I am on Substack. I'm brand new to Substack. I've only been on there for a few weeks and it's always free. But, I wrote about this actually today that, humans have on average 500 to 700 abilities, but we tend to stay within the abilities that were pointed out to us when we're kids. So, you might have a math teacher that's like, you're wonderful at math. You'll be a great engineer one day. You might have parents that really hone in on the couple personality traits about you and say you would be great in this career or stick to doing this. On the flip side, we've also heard areas of our life that we're not good at, or we believe that we're not good at, or that we're weak in. And so we are kind of taught to stay in this lane. We're taught that here's the couple things that make me great. Here's the couple things that bring me joy in my life. Here's the couple things that I'm capable of doing. And that's it. I mean, I can't believe how many people I've met in my life in all my travels. And I've traveled the world my entire life. I mean, starting at 17, I started traveling. But it's amazing meeting people who say, well, I'm not really good at anything. I don't know, my life is kind of boring, or, I can only do a couple things. And it's like, wow, but you can't.
Yeah.
It sounds like you stop being curious. It sounds like you stop discovering or trying. And the reality is that we're not going to know all of those abilities unless we take a chance and we're not afraid of failure and we just try. And I think this was like a beautiful season for me to do that, where I just started to work on other things. I, spent a lot more time writing, traveling, speaking, putting together events, connecting with people in new ways, working on new projects and business ventures. I mean, I got back on LinkedIn and it's like, man, I've had so many days where I'm just on Zoom calls for 5 or 6 hours, listening to other entrepreneurs, connecting with other people, collaborating, talking to people all over the world. And it's like, I would have never done any of that. So much of what I did this year, I wouldn't have done if I wasn't injured.
Yeah.
And so I'm really grateful for the opportunity that I had to be injured, because as much as I love running and it's such a huge part of my life and I exist in the running community very, very consistently, and have so many memories and friendships that have come out of that, it is not all of who I am.
Right.
And I think that for all of our listeners, whatever that one big thing is in your life, you are so much more. Your value is so much greater than any tangible thing, than any physical activity. You are deep and wondrous and beautifully layered. And it's interesting how an injury can force you to just shift focus, and it brings a new perspective. So the troubles that I had with this knee, after we had the surgery, Dr. Ryan was like, well, you're fine. Your meniscus is fine. But because you didn't understand you were injured, the bone edema around your knee is really bad. And I was doing research on bone edema and, listening to Dr. Ryan. I mean, it can take 6 months, 8 months, 9 months, 10 months for bone edema to heal. And, I was really excited for July. So I had the surgery in April. July was going to be like a good time it was a good mile marker. I'll just say that, where I thought the bone edema was going to be healed. I thought I was feeling better. I had a couple test runs. I tried out a run in June. Just did like 1 or 2 and nothing great. It was all walk run stuff. And then in July, while filming a documentary for Badwater, I actually did go out on an 8-mile run. I felt amazing. So happy. Like, oh my gosh, I get to come back. Even thought about doing something this, the back half of the year. And I got home from Badwater, and a few weeks later, at the very end of the month, Dr. Ryan scheduled or ordered another MRI, and it was devastating. In fact, my knee was worse. The bruising, the inflammation, not the meniscus, the bruising, the inflammation, I think even the cartilage was worse than he had ever seen. And I remember I was on a stair mill when he called me. And at this time, I had been doing these cardio sessions where I'd ride for an hour, I would do the stair mill for an hour, I'd do uphill hiking, I would do weight training for an hour. I would train for 4 hours a day. I'd train like a pro because that's my job. That's what I've always known. I usually am putting in anywhere between 4 and 6 hours of training a day. And so that wasn't like, and I had no intensity in this. I mean, it was like slogging along, keeping the intensity down. Because in my mind, I felt like, well, if I'm not pounding and I have the intensity down, then that will help still with like, I'm not going to be building up a ton of inflammation in there. And he's like, where are you right now? And I was like, oh, I'm on the stair mill. And you just tell like the silence after I said that. He was like, okay. And he's like, Sally. And I literally had like a minute left. He's like, what's your pain right now? And I was like, my pain? And I was like, not really anything. He's like, scale of 1 to 10. And I was like, sometimes maybe a 2. I don't know. It's like not really anything. And he does like this audible sigh. Just, okay. So I think this is part of the problem. And I was like, what? So then I get off the stair mill. I go sit down on the turf right there in the gym. I'm in the middle of like LA Fitness here in Huntington Beach. And I'm sitting there and he's like, the thing that has probably helped you in your career is also hurting you in your healing. And it was like just all these things started flashing back in my mind because I experienced this with both pregnancies, with both C-sections. It was a big problem. Almost lost Mackenzie for the same reason. And even Isaiah, you remember when the surgeon was like, you're in transitional labor, like, and you're sitting here laughing. Yeah. And it was scary. I think this idea of kind of compartmentalizing the pain when I need to has become kind of like a danger zone when it, in certain critical times in my life. And gosh, after that call, my heart was just so overwhelmed. And it didn't even really have to do with the injury. I was just kind of upset at myself. I was really upset. Yeah, my pain tolerance has served me very well in races. Having this ability to work through pain and almost step outside of it and look at it from the outside is, I just learned that as a kid. Yeah. And one hand, that sounds like really sad, but I don't look back. I mean, it was so long ago. My childhood story, the book that you read, Choose Strong, I don't sit in that mindset anymore. I'm not a victim. I don't live my life like a victim. Very grateful for every season of my life because it's actually shaped me into the woman I am today. And I'm very grateful for the life that I have, the beautiful family that I have, and what I get to do as a career. And, I won't ever take any of that for granted. And I know where I came from. But I think sometimes in situations like this, it does make me sad. And Dr. Ryan, he has a very sweet heart, like a very sensitive, kind heart. And he knows how much my sport means to me. He knows how much I love it. And I could feel that coming through on the phone. Like he was very sympathetic and sighing. And at one point even said, like, I don't know how this is going to turn out for you. So in July, it was kind of like a 50-50 if I would ever return to running, like actually just running ever again. And I went home and I just thought about that. And I actually, I prayed and just took several days to process it all. And I just made peace with it. And I started to reflect on my career. And I thought, I've had a phenomenal career. I've traveled all over the world.
Mm-hmm.
I've been able to stand on podiums on every continent on the globe. And I've met thousands of amazing people and made friends and have been on some super cool adventures and have been given opportunities that I would have never even dreamed existed.
Yeah.
And I think that's kind of like a go-to mindset, I believe, is part of just having a strong mindset, is when things don't make sense or when things are really hard, settle into a place where you can also be grateful and find where you can just exist in gratitude. Because when I go in for MRIs, I'm not going in for cancer.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not going in for a terminal illness that I'm just praying hasn't spread.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going in for my joint. I'm trying to find out if I can run 200 miles again.
Mm.
That's such a gift.
Yeah.
And I don't take that for granted. So I think settling into like, I just need to be grateful right now that I've had an entire career injury-free and have been able to do some of these things. Like, what a gift. And I also know I have great hope that if I never run again, that there is still so many incredible things ahead for me. There's so much life left to live. There's the best is yet to come. I really believe that. And I don't think that's unique to me. I think that's for everyone. If we all can understand that our best days are not behind us. They're ahead of us. They always are.
Yep.
We get the day that we're in and that's it. To be able to hope for the future, to hope with expectation that there is good ahead is such a gift. And so I pretty much just stopped doing anything. July, August, September, I watched my body change. I started to lose fitness even more. I mean, pretty significantly. I would lift. I think that was probably like the one consistent thing I did. And that was kind of all I was doing, which is why I can, decline press 240 pounds right now. And I'm curling 35-pound dumbbells and doing bent over rows with 65, 70-pound dumbbells. I mean, I can't ever do that when I'm running 100, 150 miles a week.
Yeah.
So that part has been fun. And it's just kind of like, I've just pivoted toward like, I love feeling strong.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of machines I just would do seated. I purposely was paying very close attention to just the number of steps I had each day. I mean, I lost count of how many times my total steps was only like 1,000 for the day. Clothes start fitting differently. I just don't feel as amazing as I do when I'm getting in really good cardio.
Yeah.
So yeah, things really started to change. And then literally just a couple weeks ago, we went in for another MRI. And now this is like 14, 15 weeks after July's MRI. And I just held my breath. I remember you took me to go get scanned. And I remember being a little overwhelmed as I put the gown on for the 4th time.
Yeah.
And realizing that this was going to be the answer to the burning question that I've been asking myself for, the last few months. Is my career over? Am I done running in the mountains? Is it just going to be gentle hiking from here on out, bike rides and I got the MRI. I knew it was immediately sent to Dr. Ryan. And so I texted him when I left. We got the MRI at the end of the day. And he's like, hey, I'm at soccer practice right now with my daughter. I was like, oh my gosh, I'm sorry. And he's been very kind to say, just text me. I want you to text me directly. I know that's not always kosher with medical care providers, which I never do. But he's been so kind to say, hey, when you get that MRI, like text me directly. Like, let me know. So very, very thoughtful. So the next day he called me and it was in the evening. It was a Wednesday night. And I remember because I was flying to see Mackenzie the next morning, like 6 a.m.
Yeah.
And you and Isaiah were gone. And I saw his name pop up on my cell phone, and I just got like butterflies. And then like for whatever, I was like breathing like short breaths, like he's going to tell me right now. And so I walked outside. I was, I'm just going to walk, and the sun was setting. And I remember it so clearly. He sent me a picture and circled my knee. It was a snapshot of my MRI. He had texted that to me like right before he called me.
Mm-hmm.
And so I'm looking at it, and of course I don't read MRIs. I have
like,
no
what is
idea.
that? Is that even my knee? Yeah.
Yeah. But he's like, Sally, the bone edema is completely gone. And I just like held my breath. You know, my eyes are welling up with tears. And I was like, oh my gosh, it's like the best news.
Yeah.
The inflammation in the edema was just, I needed to not do anything.
Yeah, that's what it took.
I needed to, you know, I was doing like hyperbaric and like going and seeing Dr. G in Newport Beach and trying like everything I could, like all these different therapies. And I did green juice or juice fast for like 5 days, which actually did help a lot. But, you know, and then I left for traveling. I couldn't like stay on that. It wasn't feasible, but tried all these different things. But he's like, the bone edema is totally gone. Everything looks good. You know, the cartilage looks good. You know, your meniscus is, you know, it is what it is. Your meniscus is what it is.
Yeah.
You know, there's a piece of it just gone. And I was like, okay. He's like, yeah, so we can start easing you back into training. And I was like, oh my gosh, it's like the best like news ever.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh my gosh, Dr. Ryan, I can't believe like this is genuinely the best news I've heard. Like I am so excited. But I've worked with PTs my whole life. So when they say you can ease back into training, the one detail he hadn't told me yet was now what is running going to look like for you. So it could be like you can ease back into training and maybe you can do like 5 and 10Ks or half marathons, like, which would be great. I'd be so grateful even for that. But that's not what I love. And I was like, okay. He's like, it is going to look different. Like, I was like, well, I am picking up bikes here pretty soon. Blackheart Bike Company has been so kind to get me a road and a gravel bike, which we're getting tomorrow.
Yep.
So I can get on a bike. He's like, that would be great. That would be a great way to build back up your aerobic fitness, no pounding. He's like, it would also be great if you get on an anti-gravity treadmill or a boost treadmill. For those of you that don't know what that is, you pretty much get zipped up into this treadmill bubble. The top half of your body stays outside of it, but you can run at a fraction of your body weight. So he's like, I can prescribe you that. You can do a little bit of running on the Alter G, a little bit on the dirt, you know, be careful on the road. So I haven't run on road yet. I was like, okay. And then finally I was like, I'm just going to ask him point blank. Like he's telling me all these things I can do easily. He's saying, you know, you got to really ease into it. So then I finally just get the courage and I say, Dr. Ryan, will I ever be able to do what I love? I go, I really love the 100, 200 mile distances and beyond. And he pauses for just a second and says, you know, Sally, I think a lot of doctors would disagree with me, but I think it's possible. He's like, I've worked with athletes like you before, and he's like, one, you're so strong. You know, all those years of strength training, the experience that you've had, you've been in this sport for so long. So the strength and the experience is a big deal. And he's like, the training might not look the same and your build back up is going to be different, but I think you can. I think you can find a way. And I just started crying. And it was the best feeling. I think for me too, it just really proved again why it was so important that I found a doctor that was kind toward what I do for a living and also understands on the same level my love for the mountains and also does, you know, long multi-day events. I mean, he really he gets it.
Yep.
In so many ways he gets it. And that that was a game changer for me because I agreed with him. I was like, I know. I think that I've listened to PTs who, even though I wasn't injured for over a decade, would still say that I was stupid for what I do, that people shouldn't be doing that our bodies aren't built for that. And I just do not agree at all. I think that humans, we are so incredibly resilient and we are built to endure. And it does look different for all of us.
Yeah.
Just because I run ultras, I don't think everyone should run ultras. Not everyone has the desire to. I don't think people should be dragged into our sport. They don't want to be here.
Yeah.
There shouldn't be pressure to do it. There shouldn't be this standard of value that we're only valuable if we run a marathon or a 50 or 100, or that we're going to find meaning and see how strong we are. No, the gauge of seeing what we're capable of doing is actually living a life that is true to who we are day in and day out. It's choosing to walk through the storms and put ourselves in places that are sometimes uncomfortable or challenging, just to see what we're capable of doing. And that could be in any physical activity. So I think for Dr. Ryan, I'm just so grateful for him. I feel very confident in my build back into the sport, but yes, it'll look very different. So right now I've had, like 5 runs, but all of them are run walk, between 13 and 15 minute pace, which is, I think this is really important to note too. And I hope this will also encourage everyone that's listening. We all have a different starting point.
Yeah.
And it's okay to appreciate what your starting point is. In fact, I think it's vital that we do. When I think of who I was before I had Mackenzie, and then what I looked like, what I felt like, and what I had to work back after having an emergency C-section with her, my starting point was really different.
Yeah.
And that's what I had to focus on. And I think it's important that we don't compare. And so when I look at me personally, well, I have been consistently lifting since I was 15. I'm 46. I've spent over 30 years lifting weights.
Yeah.
So comparing myself to anybody is foolish, because on top of that journey of lifting weights, I've also lived a very full life with so many other variables that have caused stress in different ways, that have brought me different seasons. And I think this is the beauty and the uniqueness of each of our stories, and why it's so important that we don't compare. It is so true. It is absolutely a stealer of joy. They say comparison is the thief of joy. It's so true.
Yeah.
If you're running 15-minute pace and you're comparing yourself to me, that doesn't make any sense at all. I also don't think that there is a pace that isn't valuable. If we're moving forward, that is so valuable.
Yep.
That's what we're supposed to be doing. If we're sitting and we're recovering, we're trying to heal, what we learn and grow in that's valuable. If we're running 4-minute pace, that's valuable. So I think as I share my journey, I'm focused on getting my body strong. In my mind, I still have this elite professional athlete focus. That's how I've lived most of my life, competitively training, and in a very serious way, in a very dedicated way. And so I know that I need to focus on my journey, not what everyone else is doing, not how everyone else builds up, and also knowing that what I'm doing, it's unique to me. I also understand that because of the long years that I put in, there might be times where I'll make gains a little bit faster. I might surprise myself.
Yeah.
This morning was a great example. I had an hour and a half on the stair mill, went straight on the bike for an hour, and then went straight to weights for half an hour, and then I did the SATA for 40 minutes. I put that on Strava, and some of the responses, it's a lot of wow, that's impressive, all this. In my mind, that's not. Now, that doesn't mean that someone going to the gym and doing 30 minutes of bike, I don't think that's unimpressive. I just don't, because I don't compare myself to people. We all have a different starting point, because there was a time when I was coming back from my stomach being cut open to get my baby out, when walking half a mile was insanely hard. And getting up to a mile was a victory for me.
Yeah.
And so I believe that is how we should interact when we're in a community of people. We have no idea what people are coming from, or what they're working through, or what their starting point is, or what their goals are. And so, I just would love to share. I am going to be doing a YouTube series on this. And it's really just the build back. And we are going to share in the most raw way what it looks like, what it feels like. We've already captured some stuff, and it's very humbling. And we're going to go through everything from body composition. I've got to go get a DEXA scan, a function health blood test, what workouts look like for me. There's some things I'm really strong in. Yeah. Going on a stair mill for an hour and a half isn't hard for me. Running a mile right now is so difficult for me. So totally different. Lifting weights, really easy for me. But, the thought of like getting up a mountain, not happening. You can't climb a mountain right now. So I think being able to share all the pieces, my hope is that I can just encourage people wherever they are in their journey. I have been sent messages. I met a lot of people on this whole tour. I couldn't believe how many people shared with me their journey and injury. And it filled my heart. I mean, really, really touched my heart, because there's a lot of people working through like very difficult injuries right now, or chronic stuff, stuff that has been several years long of working through. That's very difficult.
Yeah.
And I don't take that lightly when people share with me. And then also people have come up to me who've had the exact same surgery, and they're 3-4 months back into running, and they're so excited. And so it's been really cool. I think that's probably like one of the main things that unites all runners. Like, we all get injured.
Yeah.
80% of runners are injured every single year. It's literally part of being a runner. And for some of us, they're subtle, might have some minor shin splint ache for a few days, might make you take a few days off from running, and then you're fine again. Other people, it's just chronic rolling the ankles.
Yeah.
Or the Achilles tendon that doesn't want to heal, plantar fasciitis, which is a really hard one too. I've been in this sport for so long. I've heard it all. I've seen it all, and I am very sensitive to the injuries and the setbacks that people go to, because they hit us at our core. Especially when you find your community and your quiet time, or your stress release, or your connection in running, and then it's just, you don't have it anymore. That's really hard.
Yeah.
But I want to encourage you, because it's what I was doing all year, is still get out to the run club. Get on a bike and say that you'll carry hydration for people. Sign up to take pictures. They don't need to be great. You could even take pictures on your iPhone. You could help someone make a reel. You could contribute to the social events, or bringing snacks, or helping design a T-shirt. You can volunteer at races. I mean, there's so many pieces that make up this community, and we're all needed, whether we're injured or not.
Yeah.
And we're all on our own journey. And I think that walking side by side with each other, going through these seasons, whether it is, you're injured or you're feeling strong, it's all important.
Yeah.
So
definitely. Well, thanks for the update. That's it's exciting to see where you're gonna go from here.
I can't keep up with you yet.
Well, it's not. I've never ever heard you say that, and that is completely false.
I'm telling you.
That's completely.
Met a lot of runners at Havalina. I said that to him.
That's not true.
Like, when are you gonna come run out? A few people. You gonna run this? You run one of the distances? I'm like, no, I wouldn't even make it out of the start corral.
Yeah, no, that's yeah.
But you, how have Eddie's goals been going?
It's great. I've been just going. It's been
every
great.
day.
Every day I've been plugging away.
This is the most consistent you have been all year.
Yes.
Yeah.
Pretty consistent.
Not that you were terribly consistent before, but like you're in this state where you're like excited, you're motivated, you're getting stronger. You know, we're getting a little bit closer to Surf City half.
Yeah, no, it's I still have my goal in sight, December 31st. So we'll see. It's a tough goal, I'm not going to lie, but I still have 2 months.
Well, give us an update. What are you lifting right now?
So the update is my goal is 225 to bench press 225.
1 rep
by December 31st.
Yeah.
Yes.
That's a max rep.
Max rep 225. I weigh like 180 something. So,
how do you weigh 180? I look at you and I'm like, where?
I weigh 185 actually.
Where though?
My stomach, I don't know. It's
not your stomach. Like, where is it?
I don't know. So yeah, so I've been slowly trying to increase the bench press, and I've slowly been doing it. You know, just I think because it's the consistency of getting every day doing something, and so we'll see. I think 225 is a lot, like for me. So, but I've been repping 185. So not by a lot, but I've been able to do that, 4 or 5 times each time I get on the bench press. So,
you can bench press your own body weight.
Yeah, multiple times. So
that's awesome.
I think if I was to able, like today or like where you at, I bet I can probably do 200 pounds once. So I still have 2 months. So we'll see. I'm getting close. So that's the update. Haven't been running much, but I've been trying to get a couple miles in.
Like a couple times a week.
Yeah,
I feel like you do run.
Yeah.
Like you went running yesterday.
Yeah, just to get outside.
And the day before.
No, I only ran once.
But, wait, when did I come home?
What
was today?
Today's Monday.
Oh yeah, I got home Saturday night.
I went Sunday.
Yeah, you went Sunday.
I went Saturday. I don't know. But yeah, so that's the goal update. Yeah. It's a fun goal. But now let's finish up, Sal. Let's
wait a minute. But did we already talk about how you went and watched your daughter?
No, we did not talk about that. That was
I give a quick update on that because it's been
quick update on
since you saw her do a cross country meet. It's been a really long time.
It's been a very long time.
She's not redshirting.
Yeah. Well, okay. Yeah. So I got I was lucky enough to go watch Mackenzie race in Wisconsin. Happy day. I mean, for her, for sure. For me, obviously, because I got to watch her race. And yeah, so I got to, that was her first time putting on the NAU uniform officially. To line up on a race start line to race.
You're seeing pictures of her right now.
And she was
pictures you took.
So excited, so pumped to be there. She just had this big smile. And I got to watch that. And yeah, it was just a good father moment, and I'm stoked for her. And Madison, Wisconsin's a cool place to run, cool place to visit, cool place to be, cool city. So yeah, I got to see her.
What was that like, seeing her out there on the course and you're just standing on the side, being able to cheer for her?
Yeah, I mean, like I said, that's one of the best things. I just love doing that. I love cheering for Mackenzie and Isaiah and all, whenever they do. And especially when it's something that they love and work so hard towards and are disciplined in and they dream about, and to be there, to be able to watch that was a gift. It was exciting. So I had a lot of fun. And she ran well and had a great confidence builder moving forward, just coming off of a broken toe. And so I'm happy for her. Yeah, it was good. It's fun.
I know she was so happy to see you there.
Yeah.
And she ended up having a great race and surprising the coaches. And
Yep.
She's definitely gained some confidence, I feel like, in these last few weeks. It's been a hard year for her. It's been a really, really hard year. And I know, to parents that are listening, whether you have elementary school or maybe even college athletes, but it's hard to watch when, especially being away from her, just knowing that redshirting and then also being injured last year was isolating.
Yeah.
And she worked so hard to get there and then just kind of sat on the sidelines in the shadows.
Yep.
But I'll tell you what, I have been so incredibly impressed. And I say this to her all the time. Ever since she's been able to run again, she'll call me and she's just like, Mom, I'm just so grateful. You just like feel it. Like sometimes you just feel that like deep inside of her. She's so grateful to run. She's so happy. She's having a great time with her teammates and it just, it feels so good. But she also has like this fire where she doesn't want to take it for granted.
Yeah.
And she's shared all of that with me. And I can't help but think like this is the icing on the cake for when you go through something really hard.
Totally.
You just have a whole new mindset.
Yep.
And then you become more courageous because you're like, yeah, I don't know if I'm not going to have, if I'm not going to have a chance again, I'm going for it now because I know what it's like to have a surprise injury or to have a setback and not have this. So I'm going to give everything that I have. And that's where she is right now.
Yeah. She's in a good spot. It's exciting. So it's fun to watch her and she did a good job.
So what's next for you, Ed? We're coming up on November. We got Halloween this weekend.
Yeah.
What's November? I mean, there's a couple things that guys do in November.
You know what?
Well, there's one big one.
Let's back it up a little bit. Halloween, I'm about to crush some candy corn.
Okay, I know you love candy corn.
That's just a no-brainer. And then moving forward, November, a lot of guys go no shave November. And I don't know if I'll participate.
Okay, that's what I wanted to know.
Yeah.
I know the kids love it when you grow your beard out because you can grow a beard.
Yeah, I got a
you
beard.
McCrae men have
nice and gray now, so I don't know if I want to grow it out.
If you want to age yourself by a decade.
Yeah. So we might just trim that up.
Okay.
So
that's what I wanted to know.
Yeah, there you go.
I wonder how many of our listeners are gonna grow that beard out.
I might grow the mustache. What do you think?
Nope.
Okay, there
just
we have it.
A mustache alone?
Yeah, just the stash.
No
to the stash.
No to the stash.
No
Your
stash.
dad, I've never known your dad without a mustache.
You know what?
We have
Nor
enough.
have I.
That's crazy.
I've never seen my dad without a mustache.
That's enough stash for the McCrae men.
That's a long-standing stash.
It's a long-standing stash.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I can't compete, so why start,
And I'm not saying that you can't pull it off because you have done that before. Facial hair looks great on you.
I'm willing to pull it off if you...
I like facial hair.
So stash or no?
I like the big giant beard though.
Okay, so no stash.
Because it's like mountain man. I love the mountain man look. Big beard.
But I would go mountain old man. Like I'm looking like I got grandchildren. Like
right.
You're on that.
Well, you could also get there's like that beard stuff.
That's
you
too
color
much work.
it. No, it's not.
Yeah, it is.
I'll help you.
That's way too much
You like
work.
brush that stuff on.
Yeah.
Is that like not cool? Like, do guys not dye their beards and their hair the way women do?
You know what? It's not a conversation that me and the homeboys have quite a bit. So I don't know. I have no idea.
You and the homeboys?
Yeah.
Wow.
We don't sit around and ask, hey, what are you doing?
What hair dye do you use?
What are you doing with the color of your beard over there? It's not the first thing we ask.
Hey, no judgments over here.
I
wouldn't judge at all.
I'm just saying, I don't know. I literally don't know because I've never had that conversation.
Yeah.
So.
Well, you can have it with me.
I feel like it's just too much
40,000 other people listening.
I just want to wake up and go. So.
Oh, man.
Anyways, all right, Sal, we're going to finish with 3 Sally Says questions.
Are we?
That came through. Yeah, I did a little Instagram thing not too long ago. And I'm just picking these 3 because they're quick.
Okay.
And we don't have a lot of time.
What are you trying to say?
I
mean, we got people racing that are like, no, please keep talking for another 4 hours.
No. These are quick. I want you to even... Okay, I'm just going to say them and I want you to be concise.
There's too much commentary around these.
Be concise.
Okay, I will. To the point.
To the point. Let's hear your answer.
Okay.
What is a non-running activity that fuels your soul and makes you stronger?
Walking in the wetlands to watch the sunset.
Beautiful. Walking in the wetlands.
Or just walking anywhere on a trail, wetlands, beach.
Fuels your soul.
And sitting and watching the sunset. Absolutely. I made it through another day.
Yep.
And it's like such a great time to be reflective and just to give thanks.
Yep.
Also, no 2 sunsets are the same. So it's like such a gift.
I like that. Great answer. Okay. Second one. All the young kids are saying
All the young lads.
all the youngins
All the youngins.
are using the term glaze lately.
Glaze. Isaiah says that all the time.
And it means,
especially if I compliment him.
If you don't know, it means to like really lay it on thick, the compliments, and you're really glazing someone or something.
Yeah.
You're really speaking highly of it. What is one
but
thing?
it's like a joke for them. Like even like I'll be like, Isaiah.
It's almost to a fault. Yeah, it's like bad.
I'm like, dude, you got an A on your math. That's so good, son. You were studying so hard. He's like, stop glazing me.
Yeah.
But it's like a joke too.
Yeah, true.
I feel like he's always like lighthearted around it about it.
So in that same vein, what is something that you are glazing lately? It
could
be
my
a
son
person.
constantly.
Okay, there we go. Your son.
We didn't even talk about how we went and visited the University of Utah. That'll have to be the next podcast.
We'll talk about that next time. Yeah.
But yeah.
So you're glazing your son.
I'm glazing my son.
Give me a reason. One reason, not 25, because I know you have 25.
But Isaiah is like a man of many talents.
Yeah.
And he does it all. First of all, he has like 3 jobs. Really proud of him for that. And I'm not saying that kids should have 3 jobs. He's doing things that he really loves.
Yeah.
So he just got hired at Sticks and Stones. It's a new, super cool restaurant that just opened in Huntington Beach.
Great place.
You go, make sure you look for my son, Isaiah. If you end up talking to the managers, make sure that you say that Eddie and Sally McCrae sent you.
Yeah.
But this place is so rad. You are seeing a little video pop up right now that I took the other night when we went there. It has virtual golf. So you can rent out one of the 4 pods. And if you can envision, if you have a Dick's Sporting Goods around you, like in their golf area, there's like that big backdrop and you can test out golf clubs. You know, you can hit golf clubs into it. That's basically what this is, but way more elevated. Really good food, vibes all around.
Oh yeah.
It's a great place too if you want to go watch a sports game because there's TVs everywhere, but also it's the most beautiful view of the ocean.
Yeah.
So it's at Pacific City in Huntington Beach. So yeah, Sticks and Stones. Isaiah just got hired there. And then he has also done multiple jobs. He's kind of building out his resume as an editor and videographer. He absolutely loves doing that. So really proud of him for doing that. And then he is doing a club on campus. He's doing lacrosse, ASB, and yeah, I'm just really proud of him. He's staying active and I think a big part of it is just this is our last year with him at home. And so I feel like really hyper aware to everything that he's doing.
Yeah.
And I just want to be very supportive and I don't know. I get sad. I go in and out of sadness all the time. When we took him to Utah, he fell in love with it right away. He's got his heart set on there. I think if he gets accepted there, it's a no-brainer. That's where he'll go. He's also, and it's so cute, him and Mackenzie are so excited at the possibility of him going because it's only a 4-hour drive to Mackenzie.
Yes.
And so they're already planning that. Like, you have to come up on the weekend. So it's just really interesting. I think we're at this weird time, you and I both, just like, but this time next year we'll be empty nesters for like 4 months. But anyway, Isaiah's easy to glaze, and he's just like a fun kid. I'm just gonna be honest, like he is. I'm not even apart from being his mom. He's just like really funny, and he makes me laugh all the time.
Yes.
So.
All right. So that's valid glaze on your son. All right. Last question, and we're gonna end with this. Someone wrote in, I want to share with you my first 50K. What's the best way to send you my story?
Through our website.
Okay. So.
Well, my website.
Yeah, you can go jump on there. contact@sallymccrae.com is also just straight.
There's a contact page.
Straight email. But that's
do not share it on my Instagram DMs. I have to say this. I maybe see 30% of my Instagram DMs, but even in my profile on Instagram, there is a email button in there. And that is connected to contact@sallymccrae.com as well. So, yeah, that's the best way, Ed.
Yeah.
And we love hearing from you. So thank you for sending in your stories.
All right. So that's all I got, Sal. Do you want to take us out with an encouraging word? Maybe it's someone that's finishing up a race right now or in the middle of the race. What do you want to say to them?
Well, as always, really proud of you. What you're doing isn't easy. Mm-hmm. And I think running is one of the sports where, there is no timeout. and there is no equipment that you're handling. It's pretty much just you feeling your body every single step. So getting out and doing something challenging like running, and for some of you might be hiking, very proud of you. And I hope that you're taking care of yourself. If you are riding, lifting, driving, all of the above, it means so much to us that you have showed up today and allowed Eddie and I to be in your ears. We love you. We appreciate you. We love to hear from you. Again, I just thank you so much for taking the time to come say hi to me if you were at any of the events in the last couple months. You've blessed me immensely. And I do need to give a big shout out to Joe Corcione. I actually brought it in here.
Okay.
If you are one of my listeners who wrote in to my good friend Joe Corcione from the Everyday Ultra podcast, he is a coach. And Joe and I met and became really good friends in 2023 because he paced me
Like
a grand total
miles.
of like 170 miles
Yeah.
over the course of my 200s. And he is so precious and such a kind soul. And he started coaching, and he also launched a race, which you should check out. So Joe Corcione of the Everyday Ultra podcast, and then his Everyday Ultra community. But we always tell people, because people are, we get weekly people asking for me to coach them. I don't do private coaching anymore. I don't carry a virtual roster anymore. I just have my app. And so we typically respond by saying, go check out Joe Corcione. So Joe has amassed all these athletes. He now has coaches underneath him. And so he asked his community to write this is crazy, to write a note to me. And everyone included a picture. I don't know what his announcement was or his message or his call to action was for people to do this. But he gave me this book at Havalina at the expo, and I welled up with tears because I could not believe it. I was not expecting this at all. But it says, for Sally McCrae, whose light inspires countless others to choose strength and faith every day, from the Everyday Ultra community. And it's a whole folder full of thoughts and testimonials and stories directed at me with pictures. And I'll tell you what, if you wrote in and included yourself in this project, I cannot tell you enough how much this meant to me. I cried reading all of them, especially because I've had, some ups and downs this year, but like this meant so much to me and really touched my heart. And this book is something that I'm going to keep forever. I loved every single entry. I loved every single picture. Tons of pictures with people wearing Choose Strong hats and shirts and bracelets and the stories that you guys wrote and the words that you said. It just meant so much to me. But also a shout out to Joe Corcione for being so selfless and taking the time to compile this and give it to me. Big love to you, friend. Always appreciate you. Yeah, that was the highlight. It's the highlight of my October.
Yeah, that was a special.
Yeah, this is very, very precious.
presence.
I'm going to keep this forever. So
That's cool.
But anyway, we are now 2 hours into this podcast, and I know I need to wrap it up, Ed. So
Let's do it.
As always, my friends, keep showing up for yourself and keep choosing strong in all you do.